Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Aussie Starcraft, where we're bringing you some more sick Heart of the Swarm action. This time at the top of the left hand corner as a blue Terran player, it's going to be CM Storm's Polt. In the top right hand corner is our red Protoss champion, it's going to be CJ enters herO. Now this is game 4 in a best of 5 series, so herO currently with a 2-1 lead in this series. If you haven't seen the other games, you ought to go back and check them out. They are all on the channel, either in the recent uploads or in the tournament cast section, so check those out. There have been some absolutely great Terran vs Protoss games, a phenomenal level of play on both these players, and just been exciting to watch and cast to boot. So I hope you enjoyed those. herO is currently with a 2-1 lead in this series, so Polt forced to play a little bit of catch up here. If he loses this game, he will be out of the running for that $100,000. However, if he can manage to claw this one back, he will be able to take it to game number 5, the tiebreaker, for his shot to make it into the finals and have a crack at that $100,000 prize pool. Of course, the IEM World Championships is quite unique in that aspect, in that the entire prize pool does go to a single player, rather than be broken up between first and say 8th or 16th players, as you find in many other tournaments. So in this tournament, one player will take it all, and the others will sadly go home empty-handed. So we'll see just how that goes for these guys. Polt has been known to come from behind many a time to secure his victory, so when behind, if you're Polt, there's nothing you can't do. In fact, he's even said to play better from behind. So perhaps we'll see him pull out the stops in this game. Perhaps we'll see herO just be able to punish him as he has been able to in previous games. So while we wait for these players to get underway, we can see that Polt is going for his rather regular Reaper Scout into what will likely be quite a quick expansion. You can see that herO's got a gateway coming down first. Of course, this map, quite large, is an excellent blink map, particularly when you see the main base and just the sheer size of the cliff. It gives the Protoss player an opportunity to blink up into his opponent's main base from almost any angle, so I wouldn't be surprised to see herO throw down a Twilight Council, particularly given just how good we've seen herO's Blink Stalker micro to be. That would be my bet. Though herO not afraid to go with either of the other tech paths, so we'll see just what he decides to go with. My personal bet would have to be on Blink, but there's many potential options out there, and see both our players throwing down their expansions. And while we wait for the game to get underway, I'd just like to chat briefly about the channel. We've tried out a lot of things lately. Obviously, we are always going to be a StarCraft 2 channel, and have plenty of StarCraft 2 action into the foreseeable future. I love to play, love to cast, and have no intention of stopping anytime soon, so there'll be plenty more StarCraft 2 content going up quite regularly. We've played some other games as well and cast a bit of demos. I like to share with you guys what I'm playing and just some of the other great games that are out there. I've had quite a kick as I've tried out Titanfall and some of the other great new titles. Tried out Reaper of Souls, the new Diablo expansion. Had a bit of a laugh at that too. Always like a role-playing game. Don't play them as much as I do strategy games, but I like to give it a shot, particularly with some friends, and that one was no exception. Have been trying a bit of Hearthstone lately, the CCG game that Blizzard has put out, and finding it to be thoroughly enjoyable. If you haven't tried it, you ought to give it a shot. It is free to play. At some point in the next little while, I will cast some videos of it just to sort of show you how it works and a few basic mechanics. I do have a special place in my heart for CCGs. Love to play them. Hate to deal with piles of cards strewn around the room. So Hearthstone really ticks a lot of boxes for me, and I've been enjoying playing it. So let us know, what have you guys been playing apart from StarCraft 2? I know everyone's probably clocking up plenty of hours on StarCraft 2. Apart from StarCraft 2, what are you guys playing nowadays? Let us know in the comments down below. I'd love to know what you're up to and what sort of other games you like. And if you've got any preferences, if you'd like to see any of the other title games that are out at the moment, let me know. I do have a great deal of them, and would be happy to cast some footage from those to give you a bit of idea of what the gameplay is like in many of those games. See the Reaper still trying to get up into the main base. Twilight Council is tucked away back here in the corner, so it was a safe guess that herO would go for that. If we check out the vision on Polt, he in fact hasn't been able to get up there. Notice that herO's Blink Stalker play is not just good micro, it's good positioning of his buildings. You see frequently able to hide this Twilight Council, force his opponent to either A, scan for it, or B, react expecting it, meaning that he can either come forward with a heavy group of Blink Stalkers and just punish his opponent, or if his opponent over prepares for Blink Stalkers and he switches up and goes for either Colossus or some sort of quick storm tech, he's really able to punish his unprepared opponent. So lots of dangerous options. herO's Blink Stalker micro is crazy good, so always got to be super careful. We have 4 out in the middle of the map, and these Marines have to beat a retreat. They will take some damage though, as they've got some ways to go before they reach the safety of that bunker, and these Stalkers just going to be able to pick away, so probably lose 1 or 2 Marines, maybe even a few more if they're unlucky. You'll notice that Marines and Marauders trying to bait those out. Nice move from Polt, trying to get a little bit of sandwich action going on with the Marines and Marauders coming down from the natural expansion. Have a probe coming forward to try and establish another pile. We have one coming up towards the 3rd base, and herO just patiently trying to pluck away, managing to save that Stalker by the skin of his teeth. 2 HP remaining. It's about as close as he can cut it. We have plenty more Stalkers warping. If we check out the structures tab, we are actually up to 6 gateways, so it's herO's sort of go-to number for this sort of Stalker play. Generally we'll follow up with Storm after this. We see picking up a bunker, but unfortunately for herO that was the empty bunker. You'll be ideally situated for a blink into the main. Not a lot up here. Actually going to manage to stop this bunker. Marines and Marauders going to stim to move forward. Actually going to do a lot of damage. This blink's still on cooldown. You notice that nerf on the Stalker cooldown really costing herO a few units there, so making it just that little bit harder for Protoss players. SCV is going to be repairing like mad. Going to manage to actually save that bunker, but a time warp here is going to cost Polt a heck of a lot of Marines. Nice Stalker micro is going to allow herO to clean up a lot of those and actually go back to work on this bunker. But plenty of SCVs here going to continue to hold fast. If we look at the units lost tab, is considerably more lost for our Protoss player, so Polt actually managing to hold this off very well. But the danger for Polt here is he'll end up overstimming this army. First medevac only just now getting out on the field, so the healing that is so badly needed, that army quite overstimmed there for Polt. Polt going to get a Widowmane down. Love this choice from Polt. He knows that herO often goes Blink Stalkers, but seldom goes Robo. Can do it, but often choose to go Blink Stalker. We see the Robo now coming up, but currently, and for the next few moments, herO has no detection, so if he blinks up on the main, he is going to lose. Oh, did he actually lose that Stalker? No, the Stalker managing to blink out, so impeccable control from herO. Of course, that is one way to stop the Widowmine going off, but if herO is busy and or careless, we'll start to lose Stalkers quite quickly to those Widowmines. So the bunker actually going to go down there, and the Marines going to get picked off, but a big stim forward from the remainder of the Marines does drive these Stalkers back to the low ground. It looks like Polt may actually be able to hold now. Now he's got 4 medevacs out. There's plenty of bio units here to be healed and deal the DPS, and it's time for herO to throw down some other tech choice. Was that actually the Robo? It did finish up. I thought for a moment he may have cancelled it, and I thought it would have been a little bit foolish. We do need a observer for herO to be able to deal with this. Actually, I have Polt loading up in front of the army. A little bit dangerous there, particularly with those Stalkers on blink. Widowmine managing to get dodged again, but how long can herO keep this up for? That is the question. He's decided to produce an Immortal, and I have to... Oh, Widowmine managing to pick off the Stalker that time, so dancing with death for long enough, the Widowmine is going to punish you. And I have to question the wisdom of going for this Immortal before we actually see an Observer on the field. Even going to be a second Immortal, so these Widowmines are just going to be a very effective deterrent against herO for the next few minutes in this game, as Polt cleans up this pile and really forces herO onto the back foot. So unfortunately, certainly not going to be able to be aggressive in the face of 3 Widowmines. It's going to be very costly to the small Stalker group. Widowmine's able to one-shot a Stalker and do a lot of splash damage to nearby units, so got to be super careful. And herO just trying to buy a little bit of time, dancing back and forward with these Stalkers, plucking away at Polt, forcing a few stims. Going to run out a bit of energy on those medevacs and force the units to heal. Always nice when you bait out a stim or two, but have to be super careful, otherwise those Stalkers will get cleaned up. And Polt actually managing to sandwich them between 2 units of Marines and Marauders, and their blinkers off cooldown. So many Stalkers getting picked off between those two cliffs. Polt's multitasking just consistently awesome. nice pick up into the medevac, going to be able to move into the main base, so threaten the natural and the main. Wherever the photon overcharge goes down, there will be a location. It's not defended. Pulse units on the low ground actually going to get sandwiched between these two forces, but Polt going to elect to try and use his Marines and Marauders in the main. Unfortunately, photon overcharge there is going to put a little bit of a stop to that. A few more Zealots and Stalkers warping in. Going to blink in, try and pluck off the medevacs. Almost able to get the first medevac. Indeed, one will go down, but Polt actually abusing this terrain something fierce. The Zealots unable to engage as they're just picked off between the two separated groups of Marines and Marauders. Just excellent positioning from Polt. Going to blink forward to pluck off both those medevacs, but big stim from Polt into the mineral line is going to start to rack up those worker skills. We see 7 have gone down there, so quite a bit of damage to the old economy. And it looks like herO will be able to push this back. So we've seen both players make quite impressive holds as they've driven their opponent back, and what looked like rather powerful pushes. That first push from herO looked like it would make its way through into Polt's base. Unfortunately for herO, Polt managing to hold here. Now we see that Polt actually picking up these Widow Mines, going to reposition them in front of this third base, ensure that any of those Zealot warp-ins or Stalker harass does face a bit of damage. Unfortunately, this Widow Mine got a little bit too bold and adventurous, streaking towards the Protoss army. Does get picked off by those Stalkers, and even a Marine going to get picked off there too. See, one Widow Mine did detonate there, so nice kill. I believe it was. Oh, it's hard to say. Believe it was a Zealot, but the only remain there looked like a friendly fire Marine. So blood spatter a little bit hard to tell. We have the third base going down from herO, but it'd be difficult to hold. Two Colossus here. Thermal Lance almost on the way. We have 2-2 upgrades on the way here for herO as opposed to the 2-1 of Polt. So slight upgrade advantage for the Protoss. As we said in our previous games, not an uncommon position for Protoss to be in. Chrono Boost on those upgrades does make it very easy. And we have Polt actually dropping the main base as well. He's going to actually be able to snipe this robotics bay before the thermal lance can finish, and these units will clean up this drop from Polt, but unfortunately we have Polt just running right, cancelling the third and sniping the thermal lance. That is a big pickup. It means these Vikings will find it easier to kill the Colossus. They won't have to close to quite as much distance. Well, the Vikings' distance won't change, but the Colossus will have to be closer to actually be firing on the Terran army, so it won't be quite as difficult for Polt to pick it off with either ground units or those Vikings. herO coming across with a counterattack. It's 121 supply to 160. I think it's going to be a little bit difficult for herO to do damage. Those Widow Mines doing so much damage, continuing to pound on the Stalkers, doing both shield and hull damage to many of them. Still 2 more to detonate. When the Protoss army is this grouped up, it's so dangerous. You can see this Widow Mine just doing so much damage. Indeed, there it goes, even doing some splash damage onto the Colossus. First Colossus goes down. The Viking's going to focus fire the second Colossus. The Stalker's blinking underneath the Viking. He's actually going to kill all the Vikings off, but not before the final Colossus does go down. These Widow Mines just continuing to get kills, and herO's consistent decision to avoid observers, I think, is costing him a lot in this game. And if it comes down to the wire, which it very much seems to, we have Polt making a stand at his base, while Polt actually goes in to try and clean up the main base of herO. We have the natural expansion has actually been sniped here by this force, and the main nexus is about to go down. This could be GG for herO, and I can't help but feel that one of the contributing factors, a nice micro from these Marauders back as they continue to kite these Zealots, and it looks like Polt's held at his main base as well, so I think momentarily we'll see herO GG out of this game, even using the SCVs there to make the hold, but Polt managing to just balance out his defences, and GG thrown out by CJ enters herO. So I can't help but feel that one of the contributing factors for herO's loss in that game was his refusal to get detection. Even after he got his robo up, he just continued to lose units and take a lot of shield damage from the Widow Mines. It doesn't seem like a massive amount of kills. If we look across these, that there's probably only six or 8 kills amongst the Widow Mines that we can see, but it's the consistent damage to the shield. If a Widow Mine goes off in the middle of your Death Ball, and we consistently saw that Death Ball hovered over the Widow Mine, it just does so much shield damage. And I have a feeling that that was a contributing factor to the momentum that really played in Polt's favour. So well done from Polt, actually managing to even up. It's 2-2 in the series. We'll go down to a tiebreaker to see who goes into the grand finals for their shot at $100,000. Hope you guys have enjoyed the cast. If it's your first time on the channel, we'd love to see you here in the future. By all means, just hit subscribe. It's in the description below or on the video itself. I'd love to see you in the future. If you subscribe, you'll get free updates as we upload videos. And yeah, we'd love to see you here in the channel in the future. For all of our regulars, we're glad you tuned in. If there's anything you'd like to see in future games, by all means, please pop a comment down below or send us a message. Always reply to those. And we look forward to seeing you in future casts. Thanks, guys.